Miss Adrian here. Welcome to the VBS 2020 dance teaching and rehearsal videos. We will be focusing on Hey Hey Goliath in this one. Before we get started, I'd like to remind you that this is your right side and this is your left side. That means you are mirroring me. The two main sections we're just going to go over a couple of times through are the pre-chorus and the chorus, meaning the section that leads up to the main part of the song and then the main part of the song. These repeat quite a bit, so this is the easiest part of the dance. The verses, meaning the other sections, however, have a lot of different words going on, and there are different meanings going on, which means movements are different. So, without going through all of that, we want to make sure we focus on the main parts before we put the whole dance together. So let's go ahead and get started on the pre-chorus, where you say, "You stand before me with your shield and sword, but I stand before you in the name of the Lord, yeah." Movement for those goes like this. You stand before me with your shield and sword, but I stand before you in the name of the Lord, yeah. So when you do name, make sure you make a fist with your left hand and go like this. Name of, making an L shape, the Lord. Yeah. Let's put that section together. You stand before me with your shield and sword, but I stand before you in the name of the Lord, yeah. Good. Next, we are working on the chorus. After you go through that section that we just did twice, on Hey Hey Goliath, you do this. Hey Hey Goliath. Hey Hey Goliath. Hey Hey Goliath. Hey Hey Goliath. Hey hey. And then do it again as you do each verse. The head turn. So let's go ahead and put the pre-chorus and the chorus together. You stand before me with your shield and sword, yeah. I stand before you with the name of the Lord, yeah. Let's do that again. You stand before me with the shield and sword, but I stand before you in the name of the Lord, yeah. You stand before me with your shield and sword, but I stand before you in the power of the Lord, yeah. Hey, hey, Goliath. Hey, hey, Goliath. Hey, hey, Goliath. Hey, hey, Goliath. Hey, hey, Goliath.
Welcome back, Knights of North Castle. I hope everybody is ready for another quest. Have you seen Sparky anywhere? Sparky!
Here I am.
Sparky?
Achoo!
Sparky, you still have the sneezes today, don't you? But look, this will help make you feel better. The Knights are back, and look how good they look today. So exciting. Where were you?
Sorry I was late. I had cold feet.
What are you talking about?
You know, cold feet. Nervous? It's a joke.
Oh, Sparky, have you been reading that old joke book again?
Oh yeah, I figured I'd better brush up on some jokes about the cold. After all, everything is cool here at North Castle, thanks to me and my sneezing.
Everything certainly is cool up here, including our royal musician, Adrian. Adrian, would you teach the kids the hand motions to giants in the land?
Hi, Miss Adrian here. Welcome to VBS 2020 Music and Movement videos. In this one, we are focusing on the song and movement of Giants in the Land. Before we get started today, I'd like to remind you that this is your right side and this is your left side. You are mirroring me in every video and rehearsal. Now we will break down each section bit by bit and then put it all together for rehearsal. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing you hear is, the bigger they come, the harder they fall. The bigger they come, the harder they fall. Bigger they, bigger they, bigger they, bigger they, bigger they come, the harder they fall. Next section is the verse 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you do a few more sets of 4. And then at the end of Defender, you make sure you get ready for this next section. And this is where we go. They may look big, they may look tall. The bigger they come, the harder they fall. You do that 3 more times afterwards. Then after you do the pre-chorus, you do the bigger they come, the harder they fall. Now let's move on to the chorus. This is where we do giants in the land. My God is greater than the giants in the land. So I won't be afraid of all the giants in the land. Clothed in the armor of God, I'll stand against the giants in the land. Oh, 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 giants in the land. Oh, 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 oh. For verse 2, you walk in place. 1, 2, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3. They may look big, they may look tall. The bigger they come, the harder they fall. They may look big, they may look tall. The bigger they come, the harder they fall. And then you do that 2 more times after those 2. And then you go into the chorus again. Now, this time in the chorus, you go all the way up through clothed in the armor of God, I'll stand, and then you repeat from the beginning of the chorus again. So you do that whole section up till stand twice. And then for against the giants in the land, right there. Oh, 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 giants in the land. Oh, 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 oh.
Great job, musicians and knights. Now, feel free to chill out. Jenny, could you check my wing? You know the royal dog, don't you?
Oh, Frost? The king's dog? Did he bite your wing?
He sure did. Now I have frostbite. Get it?
Unfortunately, I do. Sparky, I have found another riddle about the great armor. Remember, these riddles are written in an ancient dragon language.
And I'm the only one here who can interpret. Let me see what you have. This one says, if the breastplate of justice is what you seek, look for 5 pebbles in a creek.
The breastplate of justice must be another piece of the great armor. So to find it, we have to look for 5 pebbles in a creek?
Well, around here it would be 5 pebbles in our frozen moat.
I think the riddle is trying to tell us where to look in the king's book. 5 pebbles. Well, in looking through here, I see where people gathered 12 rocks after they crossed the river, but boy, that wouldn't be it.
There was a boy who had 5 loaves of bread. I've eaten some bread that was just about hard as a rock.
I think I've got it. There's a story in 1 Samuel, chapter 17, verses 1 to 50, and it's about a boy and 5 stones. Maybe that's it. Let's listen to today's story and find out.
Hi everyone, how are you? Do you know what this is? This is a slingshot, and this is going to come in handy for this story today. I'm going to be reading the story of David and Goliath. Okay, here we go. King Saul and the Israelite army stood on one mountain, and the Philistine army stood on another. Down into the valley trudged a Philistine giant, a big bully named Goliath. Goliath challenged anyone from the Israelite army to fight him one-on-one. If Goliath won, the Israelites would have to be slaves to the Philistines. But if the Israelite challenger won, the Philistines would serve for the Israelites. Everyone waited for someone to step forward. But no one did. They were all terrified of Goliath. He's huge. Then a young shepherd boy named David came forward. Saul told David he was way too small, no match for the giant Goliath. But David insisted that God protected him from lions and bears when he was a shepherd. God would protect him against the bully Goliath. David then picked up 5 smooth stones. When David went out to meet Goliath, the giant laughed. Ha, 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 ha. But David took one of the stones, placed it in his sling, and struck Goliath right in the forehead. Goliath fell to the ground. When the Philistine army saw this, they ran away as fast as they could. Saul and the Israelites cheered for David, who, with God's help, stood up to the bully Goliath. Pretty cool story, huh? All right, so bullies can make us feel small and alone. In fact, bullies tend to pick on people who appear to be all alone. Goliath was bullying the Israelites by insulting them and their God. Goliath was humongous, but one person believed in God's justice and went out and faced Goliath. Who was that one person? Yeah, it was David. Many people read the story of David and Goliath and think, see there, David stood up to Goliath. He bonked Goliath right in the head with a stone and saved the day. So we should always stand up to bullies. But often, when someone smaller stands up to a bully, the smaller person gets clobbered. So we have the bully Goliath. We have the ones being bullied, the Israelites. We have someone who risked bodily harm to stand up to the bully, David. Prithee, that means please, tell me who else is part of the story. God was there showing us, as God so often does, the best way to handle the situation. God didn't stand up against Goliath so much as God stood with David. Did you know that by simply standing with another person, we can cut bullying in half? Isn't that amazing? We can cut bullying in half without throwing a single stone. It's not about who you stand against. It's about who you stand with. It's about what you stand for, and we should all stand with God. Let's close in a prayer. In the morning, warm and bright, in the middle of the night, God is standing with me, and God is always there. When my heart is full of song, when I put my shoes on wrong, God is standing with me, and God is always there. When I'm leading in the race, when I'm running in last place, God is standing with me, and God is always there. In my classroom, church, or home, with my friends, or on my own, God is standing with me, and God is always there. Amen. See you later.
Wow, that was one epic battle. And the story answered the riddle about pebbles in the creek. Sparky, are you all right?
Is it over? Was the giant defeated?
Yes. Where did you go? Were you afraid of Goliath?
Of course.
Wow, so were the Israelites. I'll bet David would be a big fan of our banner verse. Remember, it's from Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10, and it says, "Be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his power." Sparky, why don't you say it with us?
Be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his power. That does give me a little more courage.
Speaking of courage, our knights did a great job on their first quest yesterday. And now it's time for another quest. Are you ready?
Last time, our brave knights practiced their balance, which is very important for a knight. What do they need to practice this time?
This time we're going to practice doing a little horse riding. Horse riding's a big part of being a knight. Knights spend a lot of time on horses. Did you know that? And they need to have proper riding technique so they don't fall off. Everyone, stand up. And now bend your knees a little. Keep your back straight. And bounce up and down. And pretend that you're riding a horse.
Do they need to hold on to anything?
Yes, thanks for the reminder. A knight will always hold on to the reins of a horse. You could pretend that with one hand or with two hands. So maybe we'll do that in games today.
They are looking more and more like knights. What's our castle call out for today?
Good question. Our castle call out for today is
Armor up with justice. Armor up with justice.
Choo!
well, when you do unfreeze, get going with today's games and science experiments.